So since making our previous tier list video, Kaiju Universe has added a bunch of new Kaiju and some remodels. So today, my wonderful friend Blair and I will be ranking all of the new Kaiju and remodels.
Oh,
And
hello.
oh, okay. So you might have noticed that for my tier list at least it doesn't have the traditional tier that we put Destroya and Mechagodzilla into, and that's because we're not going to be ranking those. We're going to be ranking the all the new remodels and all the new kaiju, not those. So let's begin. Which one? Let me just go down the list. Um, did we rank Megaguirus? Yeah, I think we did in our previous. Well,
What, the Anguirus remodel or
I don't remember if we ranked Megaguirus in the previous
oh
tier list.
Mega?
Yeah, I don't know if I did it in my previous tier list video. I know you did, but I guess
Well,
I'll rank it just in
see, here's
case.
the thing. Here's just the thing for my viewers. I overranked Megaguirus because I realized her low health combined with her bad hitboxes, she cannot range for shit, and because she has low health, you're always gonna most of the time you're gonna trade hits as her, and it's gonna suck. Like you have this, and you could argue you could use your beam to avoid it. If someone's competent, they're gonna notice your long charge up and then beam you in return, and you're still gonna take a lot of damage. Like she recently got a 400 health buff, but I don't really think that helps her all too much. Like
That doesn't
before
cut
that
it.
health buff,
That doesn't cut it. Yeah, the 400 HP buff won't. It doesn't make her that good anyway.
she just needs like better melee hitboxes so she can at least kind of range targets.
Yeah, the thing is, Mega Gears is like when you look at the stats and the attacks, it's built to be a hit and runner, but the hitboxes, it just you're basically forced to do a hit trade, and you don't want hit trades as a glass cannon. You want to hit and run and kill them, not get yourself killed.
The only thing you can effectively hit and run is haste and burning, but literally every flyer can do that, so that's nothing to be proud of either.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't remember if I ranked Mega Gears, so I'll just rank it in this one. Thing is,
Like I
okay,
wouldn't
I'm
I wouldn't call it a one trick, but it's not very good by any
yeah.
means.
I don't know if I want to put it at the bottom. Yeah, no, I want to put it in C because it's just the beam is just you can just
The
it's so
beam is good.
predictable.
Beam has good
It
damage,
has good
but
damage, but the
charge up
charge up.
time,
Yeah,
cooldown, everything else is not very.
yeah. Let's say you're facing a Jaguar, like you're charging up your beam, right? They're just gonna charge up their beam and they're gonna overwhelm you, and you're gonna have to run away, or you're gonna die. So it's not that good.
Yeah.
It isn't that good. Okay. Next one, and Gears remodel. Oh,
Okay, so first, like upon initial release, the Anguirus remodel had smaller hitboxes and less DPS than prior, but had more speed. But what they did was, first of all, they nerfed it so it lost almost 600 health. They lowered the sprint speed from 40 to 35, but they increased its melee power. But here's the thing, I feel like the health nerf and the speed nerf kind of overwhelm the DPS buff for the most
yes,
part. So
yeah.
in Gears, compared to last time, is definitely lower on the list.
And Gears was actually a legitimately good kaiju. It was like it's a legit kaiju before, but now it got the remodel nerfed it so badly, and it got nerfed again. So I really just have to put it in one trick. Like it's got like 2,600 health, and that's not enough. That's not enough to overpower people, even when you have this insane DPS. So I just think Angears is just a one trick now.
At least
Unfortunately,
in my opinion, I wouldn't have an issue with this if there was one remodeled starter in particular that got buffed. We'll get to that. Actually, you want to just, since we're on starter remodels, you want to cover that now?
Gojira.
Yeah, Gojira.
Yeah,
Gojira, at least in my opinion, Anguirus and Shinform 2 are comparable to each other now, which is good. But then you got Gojira over here who got multiple buffs upon his remodel. No rebalance slash nerfs, straight up buffs.
I'm gonna be honest here.
Uh,
I really like Gojira a lot. I think it's very easy to play now. I'm tempted to put this in B tier. I really like Gojira now.
I mean, on my list, he's almost in B tier. He's like very high C tier. He's just below Gazor on my official like list as of now because he got like a 200 health buff. I think his melee cooldowns got slightly buffed. And his most importantly, his atomic
it's
breath
actually good now.
damage.
If you lose it in, I mean, if you use it in a fight, you're just gonna lose. But now it's actually usable in a fight. It's good. It does good damage.
Yeah,
and it's
its
short.
damage is kind of scary.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I honestly think I'm gonna put Gojira in B tier just because his beam is actually it's great. Just because the beam is just it's so easy to use now. Before it was legitimately hard to use in a fight, but I mean it got several buffs. It's very very playable now, and I think it's just at the bottom of B tier. I like it a lot. Okay, next one, Skilla. I don't really know because like I feel like it can be incredibly easy to counter if you know what you're doing. But then again, it's range and it's DPS. It's so bogus. It's literally ridiculous. I don't know where to put this. You know.
Oh, I think I do know. I think
Give your thoughts. Give your thoughts.
It almost like top for me. She's like fourth highest of A tier. Either fourth, she's in that range. Either top of very powerful for your list, or maybe like third very powerful. Because in melee, she's just stupid. Like she's for 15,000, she's pretty damn dumb. But the deal is beams and flyers with beams. That's I really hope I don't have to say anything else because I sometimes people question why is she not in S tier, and that's because one, she doesn't have a beam, and two, flyers with beams exist. I really hope I don't need to explain it any further. Like if it was melee ground kaiju only scenario, then yeah, she'd be S or maybe even S plus. But
I think
this is including all kaiju.
Kumonga would still win in a land fight, but it's one of the best.
Yeah, but Kumonga beats everyone in a land fight.
Yeah,
so that's
everything in land. That's true.
But yeah.
I see where you're coming from. Like, I think Skilla's melee DPS combined with the range is probably the most bogus bullshit I've ever seen in this game. But I don't think that I just feel like I can't put it any higher than mid A just because you're vulnerable to beam kaiju. That's the thing. You're gonna get bullied at range, but I think I'll put it in low to mid A tier.
I'd put it in mid A tier.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think it's one of the few exceptions where if you don't have a beam, you're not gonna get flat out bullied by everyone you see because you do have chances with your range. Like they might do something stupid and they get overwhelmed.
Yeah, because you essentially bully almost everyone else in melee, so
Yep. Okay, next one. Mothra Larva. One trick. It sucks. It's trash. Contrary to what some people want you to believe, well, in my opinion, I think Mothra Larva is horrible. It's literally just you're gonna lose. And the reason I think the reason I think Mothra Larva is just bad is because, well, first of all, swim speed. It's got 50 swim speed. You're not gonna be able to escape a fight against like a flyer anytime soon. And you have 80 land speed. You are a baby convertible on land, but does that really help you? Like your attacks are so weak, and your web isn't even the web is not even spammable. You only have 2,300 health. The stats are bad, and the range it's all right. So I honestly I think its only trick is just kind of a hit and run, but it just doesn't do that very well. I think it's just bad.
The funny thing is, I've actually seen some Mothra larvae who try to hang around the edge of the islands when they're sprinting, but because of the way their sprint animation is designed, they sometimes slip in to the water. And I've done this myself, and it's by far the biggest oh shit moment you will ever have when you accidentally slip into the water as a Mothra larva, because Mothra larva in the water is the easiest kill in the game, like hands down.
Well, at least Mogira's slower in the water, I think, but at least it has methods to fight.
I like 5 speed
back.
though. 5 speed.
It's 40. Mogira is slower in water, but at least it has ways to fight back. Mothra larva, you're hopeless if you somehow get chased into the water. So yeah, don't use this. I mean, if you want to have fun, if you like it, then I mean, I can't really.
If you like annoying people, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I can't force people, and I can't force you to use specific kaiju. But really, if you don't want to die, then don't use this. It's bad.
Yeah, at least in my opinion, its speed can allow it to do really. If you can time when you go in, you can at least use your speed to hit and run, which is weird because that's usually what flying kaiju do. But
Yep.
in my opinion, it suffers from Megaguirus syndrome, which basically means if you beam and your opponent beams,
You're dead.
you will get because you have low health. You will get really screwed.
Yep.
At least for me, she's bottom of B tier because
Wow.
those insane land stats. But this is not my list, so don't.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not mine.
Wow. You put it in B. Mothra
Bottom, very
oh,
bottom.
At least Mothra Larva is it's a tricky kaiju, but I don't think it's any good.
At least in my opinion,
it's got tricks.
if you face something like Heisei or Burning, which can, it doesn't matter what you do, because you can't dodge it because it's every 2 seconds, crap ton of melee damage with a crap ton of range slapped in your face.
I mean,
so
if you see a Heisei or Burning, you might as well just run away. You can't fight.
Yeah, good.
I don't. Okay. Kamibus. I would have. Okay. If this was a few weeks ago before the terrible balancing change that just
upon release, essentially.
Yeah. If I ranked this at Kamibus's release, I would put it in B tier. It's just hard to use, but now I don't even think it's. I don't even think it's the top of C. I'm just gonna putting the bottom of. I'm putting it the bottom of C. And Kamibus used to have double damage in the water. It was just. It was ridiculous. It was really ridiculous.
It was 50%, but that's still amazing.
I thought it was double, but even then, it did it did a massive damage buff in the water, and it was like Gizora speed. Its DPS was all right, but it had a great burst damage attacks, and it's the only kaiju that can regenerate at will.
Itself.
Yeah, and that made it a very unique kaiju, but. The balancing changes. They nerfed it. Oh, there goes the 50% bonus. Now you literally cannot do anything even in the water. You're just gonna die. Yeah, and it's not that fast on land either. So, yeah, have fun. I wish Kamibus was legitimately a good kaiju, and he was for some time, but balancing moment. Anyway.
Well, no, we're not gonna nerf Mechagodzilla's 90 swim speed because
it doesn't have 100. It has 100, I think.
No, it's 90.
Oh,
it's
okay.
90.
It's still,
but the thing is,
bullshit.
think of it like this: Mogira, also a robot,
45.
Also relies on beams. 45 swim speed. Mechagodzilla decides to say, "Screw you! I'm gonna swim at 90 swim speed, which is faster than my flight speed."
I am
never gonna get nerfed for it.
Mecha hasn't. I tried really hard in the rebalance team group chat to convince people, like, hey, Mechagodzilla needs it needs a nerf. It needs an increase in the hitbox size. Do something quick. It's bogus, and it has 90 swim speed. It's faster in the ocean than in the skies, and it has this ridiculous force to it. And they just all say no. Well, I mean, Alt found he agreed, but so yeah, I don't think it's gonna get nerfed anytime soon, which sucks. Anyway, Mechagodzilla, we're not ranking it because it's not one of the new kaijus. So next one, Manda.
Now Manda is a very tricky one. I'd say for me, he's somewhere in B tier, but not for your typical reason.
He has this. He has this bogus. This absolutely bogus trick that he has, and Blair and I, we did it. If you've seen the video where we did trolling as Manda and got called hackers, you would know what the trick is. Because I explained it, and it's ridiculous. It's literally just ridiculous.
It's amazing, but granted, if you get on top of him, then it's kind of he might get screwed.
Yeah, because his melee hitboxes are exceptionally weird. Like, I mean, it's really just the first one, but the other
not bad, but just
they're
funky.
weird. Yeah, and also he is ridiculously high charge cost for no reason. I want to put him. Initially, I thought he was like a C because. Unlike the one tricks, he had a whole bag of tricks, But I think just that ridiculous water ground fountain glitch, whatever you call it.
You can do it on land too, actually. Yeah. Like you can do it just on any terrain.
Just for that ridiculous underground water fountain attack glitch, then I'm gonna put it in the bottom of B just because of that trick. It's just that good. His beam does decent damage. It's not that bad. So yeah, G2014. The previous tier list, we put this thing at the top. We put this thing in Unstoppable. It used to be an S tier, but the remodel, it nerfed it to I don't know, either B or A, like the top of B or the
On
bottom
my
of A.
list, he's middle of B tier,
I
personally.
think I want to put
As of
it
now.
at the bottom of A, and his beam chart up is just it's atrocious, but
Dude, have you seen the cooldown on that thing?
it's not that bad.
I counted. It's like 14 or 15 seconds after you use it. Like that gives your opponent so much time to heal in ranged combat too.
True. So its beam used to be really good before it got the remodel. It's now just it's all right now, and
Like
the range for
yeah,
the tail whip is like it's easily the best attack because I mean range, DPS. It has three melees. It has decent DPS, but it's not it's for a kaiju with three melees. It's worse than some kaiju with two. It
okay.
sucks.
Like to give an idea, I'm gonna continue on this. Both of its primary melees, claw and what used to be bite, which is now tail whip.
Yep.
Their max damage was lowered by 50 each, which basically lowers its primary combo by 100 damage per combo, which is actually that does stack up a lot. Top this off, Titanic Impact's charge was increased to 20, which makes it more expensive, which makes the amount of combos you can do less, which technically indirectly lowers your, melee DPS just a little bit more. Hitboxes obviously aren't OP anymore, which, that's fair. And then there's the Atomic Breath, which we talked about earlier. Like, I'm pretty sure in the amount of time the current G2014 could use one Atomic Breath, and the amount of time it has to wait for another one, the old one could probably use like maybe three or something.
I'd say like probably two, at the very least two.
I think it'd probably use two, but then start using a third one by the time,
Probably charging it up, and then it'll just crank it out.
Yeah. Point being, yeah, that's why I personally put it at. And the thing is, because of this, 2014 suffers from any faster kaiju than it that has a faster beam, which also means literally any flyer with a beam.
Kumongus as well. Kumongus as well.
Kumongus.
Yeah. And I like the addition of the what is it called? Quaking stomp or some weird stomp, some vague stomp attack. I like it a lot. It's like if you're having trouble hitting things, you might as well you can use it.
It's like an alternative. You can combo that with your tail whip as an alternative combo option against small kaiju.
You have like this very reliable burst splash damage attack, but even that, the cooldown it's literally atrocious. Like
it also costs 20 charge.
Yeah, that really does suck. So I think I would put 2014 just at the very, very bottom of A because he's still pretty powerful. But the issue is, I mean, he's not unstoppable, and I'm sad. It sucks. Anyway.
No, well, he's still Chad, but he's just not OP.
He's still a hyper giga Chad.
Yes.
Okay. Monkey. The last one. Save the best for last. Monkey. It's fast. It's got some good melee. The stats are alright. I mean, the health is alright, and it has no beam, but it's small. It's agile, so the swim speed is a bit questionable. I think I'll just put it.
Now listen, for me, I put it on top of B tier.
Same.
Because although its cooldowns are questionable, it's three melees that he can reliably cycle through. He actually, because the melees are meh in terms of cooldown, he actually doesn't need that much charge. I can get away with now granted, you could go for 5 charge and 5, health.
I'm pretty sure Armin uses max health. Armin uses max health Kong, and it works.
Yeah, I use 8 speed and 2 regen. Now let me tell you guys something. Primate Strike lunges you forward, gives you extra speed. Bear in mind that Kong also has a super jump. Now combine all this. If you have 8 speed, your sprint speed is 38.4. Combine this with your super jump and Primate Lunge. The only things I can list off that outspeed you are Jet Jaguar, Kumonga, Mother Longlegs, and Mothra Larva from the ground kaiju.
On land, not flyers.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, on land.
Yeah.
But even then, you make it a pain in the butt to get hit by for, flying kaiju.
Let's not forget you're small as well. You're very agile.
And top this off, you can actually punish flyers who can try and melee you in Sky Camp.
Don't you
or if they're ballsy and try to beam you from short height. Like I've managed to. So basically, one time in Tokyo, there was a Mechagodzilla who was really low in health. He was trying to fly away. What I did was I jumped in the air and I used Primate Strike, and I basically swatted him out of the air before he could get away. It
Too
was
much trolling.
amazing.
Too much trolling. And I do remember one of my friends. I don't know if it was you, but I do remember seeing. I think it might have been Armin. Yeah, I saw them running circles around this Titanus with the monkey lunge attack, the punch lunge thing, and it was majorly comical. The Titanus ended up losing very badly. So I think Kong is very versatile. I was originally gonna put it in mid low B, but after looking at the list, since I already have Gojira and Manda in B, and I put Kong on the top of B because he's better than Gojira and Manda. So yeah, these are all the new kaijus and remodels that were released. Again, the reason we're not ranking any of these kaijus is because they're not the new kaijus, they're not the remodels that we've already ranked all of these. We have not ranked any of these. Well, I mean Blair has, but I haven't because I haven't uploaded a single video in ages. So yeah, if you have any differing opinions, then you can tell me in the comments, and I'll.
As long as you're respectful about it, just don't be a prick.
Don't be like the people who are like, oh, how can you put Kong on good tier? He's trash. I beat him as multiple. Don't be like those people. Don't be like those.
Just ask, and if you have a reason for him to be in your own tier,
you can list it. I'll read the comments
and just respectfully explain, and we can have a civilized discussion about it and have a good time.
Yeah, so just be civilized in the comments. I do read the comments on all my videos, and yeah, that's about it. Peace.